it's our third time. I can say palmeni, vareniki, borscht. Yes. Okay, now talking about Russia is. I prefer to sing and perform because when you talk, you can get into trouble, right? You say the right thing and someone understands the wrong way. You say the wrong thing and they understand the right thing. And all I can say is we really, 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 and we mean it, we really like to perform for a Russian audience. Now, I know everyone, all the artists when they travel, they always say, I love you, you are the best audience. Now, I don't say that. I actually never really talk. And yesterday and today I said twice, spasiba. That's actually more than I talked in about 5.5 years on stage. Like when we went on stage yesterday, the energy in the beginning, it was like, there is something about playing in Russia that my own songs, for me, let's say, you can sing a song, and depending on where you are, this song has a different meaning. And depending on how the situation is in a country, how life is in a country, the song becomes a different song. It can be a song about this or a song about that. And for me, some songs, like last night in Moscow, or maybe because it was a bit smaller and I just felt the audience. Singing some of the songs, I felt that the meaning or why I wrote them, that the emotion why I wrote them, that there was something that was received by the audience, and like even singing a song like Sorry We're Open, I felt like it fits really well right now to this time here, to choose your weapon, and your weapon is the words in your music, and like when we first came here, I don't know, we had no idea. When we played 16 tons, that was our first show, and the people still are our friends. Every time we come a day earlier and we go there and drink a kislyarka with them and eat with them, and we are very thankful that they invited us back in the day. There is just something that is amazing for us to play in Russia. We really like the people, and you are an amazing audience. You might not know that, and we travel a lot. We've seen audiences from New Zealand to Morocco to America, and you are an amazing audience. You are really wonderful people. Oh yeah, I would free Жерар Депардье. I would release him. He's free to go. Liberté pour Жерar Депardье. Gérard, si tu regardes cette émission de Musical Express, si moi je serais le président de la Russe, je te donnerais la liberté. I don't know. I would, wherever in the world, if I was president, I would do things different, I think, than people do it. I'm from Switzerland. Switzerland is an interesting place because it's so small. There's a form of democracy that is hard. I think it's hard to make that work in a big country, and in a small country, it is so much easier to make it work. And I like our democracy that we have in Switzerland, but also it's a very slow process. Nothing ever really happens. But I think I'm influenced a lot by that, a mixture of my Swiss background and my artistic vagabond freedom. That I would definitely try to make a country that's liberal in a sense that whatever lifestyle or whatever life and expression of life you choose, that this is possible as long as you don't hurt anyone else. Everyone should be able to to live and to present themselves in a way that they want. I think this is very, very important, and everyone benefits from that. If you only accept one way or a very minimal ratio of this is correct and this is wrong, I don't think you end up in a good place because it's just not human. Well, Up for Rent is a quite large foxhole, so it looks like you just see the hole. You don't know how big the head is, but once you go inside, it's very big, and it has two wings. It's kind of designed, although it's a foxhole, it's designed like a French castle. So it has two wings, and there's a huge left brain wing, and there's a huge right brain wing. And I would give for rent both of them, and you just have to kind of make sure that when you're in one wing that you always wave to the other wing so that the balance is kept intact. And I advise that if you rent my brain that you will make sure you have a gardener because it's a quite large property. You will need help. It's tough to manage it on your own. It's great. I have a really nice vegetable garden, and there's lots of instruments and toys and things in it and machines, and you might have to spend your first month sorting stuff out though, you know, like kind of sort out all the stuff that you find. The price, I think the price is a dance. Stripes. I think about the Stooges lately because Toby Dammit is playing in them again, and he lives in Berlin. But I think I would choose the Beach Boys, although I don't know them that well. There's this one song, Until I Die, I think it's called. It's kind of a more dark Beach Boys song that is really amazing. I guess I like the Stooges because of the energy, but that's something that I understand because we have some kind of energy in that direction. The Beach Boys is something that, I don't know, Brian Wilson's work is something that I'd like to eventually dive into, but I will only do it when I live in an area where there are constant waves and I have a reason to listen to that kind of music. But it's really, really pretty. I only have this one album, the Smile Sessions, where there's lots of acapellas on it and unfinished versions, and I listen to that a lot when I built this studio for Sorry We're Open, and a lot of the sounds in there are really amazing, the way they sing, and lots of rehearsal takes how they sing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, unique sound thing, and I think that is cool. So I choose Beach Boys. Maybe also because I like to be at the beach right now. I love deserts, it's fun, but you really don't want to spend lots of time in there. I've done it, and when I did the Too Much video, the one in the desert, we seriously, I don't know if you know, do you know Gustav and Melissa? Because we sent them to Moscow. When we did this video in Egypt, we fell asleep in the desert after we finished shooting. We're like, oh cool, we made some food and we took a nap in the desert, and we were really, really, really stupid, but the wind, there was so much wind that we couldn't, our car wouldn't work anymore, and we were like stuck in the desert, and it was night. And we were like somewhere in Egypt, like we had no idea. And we had to walk at night, and the good thing was the stars were out, so we could kind of know what direction. I have a pretty good sense of direction. And then we walked, and eventually we came to a street in the desert that was connecting to oasis or something. And then eventually there was a car, and we just stood in the street, stopped, because I mean they don't want to stop. They're in the middle of the desert. They think they're gonna get killed by, what the fuck, kids in the middle of the desert. And we didn't speak any, like the language. We could not communicate the language, but we somehow made him understand that he needs to take us. And then it kind of worked out. But I love desert because of its rawness, and you don't know what's happening, and it's just stronger than you. There's nothing in the desert, but that nothing is so much stronger than you, the small human. But I love the island, I dream of building my own village on the island and invite my friends and make the Bonaparte Island, and I want to, I love the idea of building the microcosmos of Bonaparte, so I choose the island. I don't know what the second is, and I can't eat the first because I have a nut allergy, so I can't eat M&M's, so fuck both of them. I think you really need both, to be honest. I think you really do need both. In the long term, I would definitely use creation choose creation, because if you only had destruction, well, yeah, but I think it does need both. You need to create, and eventually you need to destruct, and then you create again, and they belong together. But yeah, in the long term, if I could only have one, I would use creation and then throw it out the window so people can destroy it. All right, Will. Well, that is really unfair. This one, it's really unfair because I love the life moment, the energy. This is what you live for. But you also know that every night you can do this. You're really lucky, because you know there will be a day when you want to, but your body doesn't, or you know that you might not be able to do this forever, and you know that every night, and you live for that. But the studio is something that you know you could do it forever, and it is easier to combine with having 10 children or 11 children and things like that. Being on tour is a weird bubble, because you're on tour. You're on tour. You're doing nothing else. You're just in a bubble. And as much as I love the live show, I would choose the studio just for the part of staying a human being, And I love studio work. But if you can play a show, like most of Bonaparte shows, they are like there is no tomorrow. They are, and I love that. And we do it that extensive because we know it's not gonna last forever. It's not. We know that. It's an interesting one. Let's say, as a kid, I probably thought I was ignored, which eventually led to me like, fuck you, you play football. If you don't want to play with me, I do my music. So to be ignored can create a wonderful energy, because you're ignored, so you do something else, you create your own thing. To be hated, I don't think hate is good in that sense, but it can also create something really strong, as long as it doesn't create counter hate. Then I think it's just really stupid. I don't think I like the concept of hate, to be honest. I think it's a tick too strong for me. I don't like hate. You can disagree with things, and you can be really angry at someone, but I don't think that hate is a good thing. And then I just don't think it's one too much. Hate is always one too much. I don't think I believe in the concept of hate. So you're not gonna be ignored by everyone. So I think I choose ignored because I know that it'll make me do something that someone else will see. So I will not be ignored everywhere. I will only be ignored somewhere. So I choose ignore.
Okay, thank you.
Спасибо, you're welcome.
Thank you.